Chapter 16. Investigation. "Sir, Detective Riley!" Officer James shouted, spotting Riley entering the station. Hearing his name Riley and needing someone to do more research, he made his way over to where James stood behind his desk. "What do you have for me?" "Well, you know those trees at the apartment complex? They are Japanese cherry trees. They go back thousands of years. Those particular species at the crime scene are known as Shidarezakura, a weeping cherry tree." "Yeah, but how did they get there?" Riley acknowledged, then asked. "Well, that's just it. They shouldn't be, and they definitely shouldn't be at full bloom this time of the year. They only bloom for about 2 weeks at the end of winter. It is July, sir. Plus, they have a difficult time living in areas with winters as cold as ours," Officer James enthusiastically stated. "That it?" Riley asked, impressed by his discovery. "They are also the symbol of a samurai," James added. "So, no idea how they got there?" "No, because they do take many years to grow that large, and the ground around them had not been disturbed," James explained. "Symbol of the samurai. That's a good connection to the killer, but I would sound crazy putting trees grew within minutes in my report. There must be another explanation. Keep looking. Also, I need everything you can get me on Kevin Blake," he asked the young, eager officer. Perplexed by the request, James asked, "Isn't that the guy who witnessed the hit and run?" Riley had already started walking away to the digital evidence technicians, in hopes that they would be able to answer more questions. His mind kept playing over one scenario after another, and nothing made sense. Why would such a man suddenly go out and slaughter 2 people? And why use such a disguise? Nothing made sense, but this early in an investigation, that was often the case. Walking into the digital evidence techs lab, Riley saw his video on the screen. "What have you discovered? Were you able to recover the missing sections of video?" "Well, that is an interesting question. Yes and no." The tech answered with an amused look on his face. "Come on, I don't have time for riddles. That's my partner being cut to pieces on there, and I need answers." Riley spoke very aggressively, causing the tech to take a step back. "I'm sorry, Becky. It has been a long 24 hours, and I need a break in this case." Riley apologized to technician Becky. "No, I should have said it different. I just haven't seen anything like this, at least not outside of an action movie. After cleaning and enhancing the video, we thought these were clicks, but they weren't. Watch." Becky pressed play. Riley watched as the samurai neared his 2 victims. Then he watched as Kate fired shots, missing her attacker. "Yeah, I didn't see anything new. It looked the same, just much clearer." Pleased with her work, Becky smiled slightly. "Watch the samurai as she fires." Watching closely as Becky played the video once again, Riley noticed a slight skip in the video. "That's it, a skip?" he asked, frustrated. "Oh, that isn't a skip. We cleaned it up and slowed it down. Within 1 frame, he swung his sword." Holding her hand out, Becky presented him with a clear bag marked evidence. "What is this?" Riley asked, retrieving the bag. "One of the bullets Kate fired," Becky replied, attempting to hide her excitement. Inspecting the bag's contents, Riley rolled the 2 objects inside between his fingers before speaking. "You telling me this guy sliced the bullets as they came at him, cut them while traveling over 1,100 feet per second?" Riley asked in disbelief. Taking back the evidence bag, Becky manipulated the 2 pieces in the bag until the 2 flat sides showed. Yes, they were sliced. Where the video seems to glitch was not a glitch, but this guy moving too fast for security cameras to record, Becky said, while tapping on the monitor screen. "Okay, what about the lost footage?" Riley asked, while attempting to wrap his mind around this new information. "The camera didn't malfunction. It is very strange." "Stranger than a samurai slicing through bullets?" Riley interjected. Okay, not that strange, but still baffling. The video doesn't stop. It is recording, but it is almost as though someone encrypted the live video. Without knowing what was used, it can't be unscrambled, Becky said with less enthusiasm. Well, if you make any more progress on it, keep me updated, Riley said as he exited the lab. He quickly found himself questioning everything about the case and his ability to solve it. It was a feeling he had never experienced before, but this was a case like no other. So many puzzle pieces had no way of fitting as though they were from an entirely different puzzle. While walking through the station, a thought occurred to him. How long does it take to put on such a costume? With the thought, he began searching for costume shops in the area. Within minutes, he had located one, and, in his car, was heading down the road. Hopeful for some real answers, Riley pulled up to Costume Emporium. Upon entering, he knew from the displays that this was the right place to come. "Hi, how can I help you today?" an older gentleman asked, flashing his badge toward the man. Riley spoke. "I am Detective Riley with the Rockbrook City Police Department. I am doing an investigation and have a few questions that you might be able to help me with." "My name is Larry. I would be happy to, but we are simply a costume store. Not sure how much help I can be." "Well, that is precisely why I came here. Look at this. Can you tell me anything about this costume?" Riley asked, holding up his phone for Larry to see a screenshot of the samurai. After a few minutes of studying the image, Larry replied with confidence, "Oh yes, that is very nice. If that is a reproduction, it is an expensive one. If not but original, it is very expensive." "Do you carry anything like this, or have ordered one of someone?" Larry thought for a minute. "No, the last samurai costume we sold was years ago, but nothing of that quality." "One last thing, and I'll get out of your hair. How long would it take someone to put this on?" Riley asked. Taking another look and studying it closely, Larry rubbed his chin while replying, "Well, for one person it would be very difficult. One like this would take 2 minimum. 2 people approximately half-hour, maybe." "Thanks for your help. Have a great day," Riley told Larry before exiting the Costume Emporium. Getting into his car, he had the thought, could there have been 2 people? The Blakes? Riley just couldn't make the leap to believe they were involved due to nothing about them fit in with such a brutal crime. The only thing he had to connect them other than they may have known Willard was Mr. Blake sitting in the parking lot outside the bar, and a truck similar to his, at the crime scene. "What is the connection?" Riley asked aloud. To no one while beating on the steering wheel. "There has to be something I missed at the crime scene." Flipping his blinker on, he turned his car around and began making his way back to the murder site, rather than the police station. Pulling up to the area still taped off with crime scene tape, Riley attempted to play back the video in his mind, as if he were the attacker. Stepping out of his car in the same location as the truck from the video, Riley exited while imagining he drew a sword. In his mind, he swung cutting bullets in half, then sliced off Kate's hands, removed her head, then killed Willard. "Where did their bodies go? Did he take them?" Riley asked, talking only to himself. So once again he walked through the murder step by step, only this time adding to what he knew. This time he added what it would have been like had the murderer carried the bodies back to his truck. There would be a great deal more blood, Riley thought, and seeing there had not been any found heading in the direction of the murderer's truck. Fine. Their bodies were not carried off, so what happened to them, and where the hell did those trees come from? Riley asked softly, looking over at the trees, as the long, droopy limbs swayed in the breeze. Just as he began to turn his attention back to the crime scene, a glimmer of sunlight caught his eye between 2 long strains of cherry blossoms. Focusing on the spot, as he walked near and spotting it once more, he pinpointed where it had come from. "What is that?" he asked, while using his fingernail to scratch away a few pieces of bark, revealing more of the shiny object. Reaching into his pocket, he pulled out his knife. With the point, he carefully cut away at the wood around the metal object, ensuring not to make contact. With a sufficient amount removed, he felt confident that he could reveal more of the object by peeling away the remaining wood with his fingers. Scratching with his fingernails to get a hold soon, had one finger under the wood pulling on the small sliver. Suddenly, the wood snapped, revealing Kate's badge sparkling in the sunlight, still part of the tree.